This might be the last time you see me alive. Ukraine President Zelensky to European Union leaders. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Well, as the day goes by, it becomes tougher for the Ukraine president. And why? People might ask, and why don't you just do your own back now? Why don't you just do this now? We all know Russia. Russia is like, they've been waiting for this for a very long time. And unfortunately, unlike the Russian president, the Ukrainian president is someone that is considering people in his territory, people who elected him as president, people who the so-called conflict between him and the Russian president is going to be affecting. Let's find out more the news in detail, please. Stay with us. Two people briefed on the call told me, claims Wala News diplomatic correspondent Barak Ravid. In a video conference call last night, Ukraine President Zelensky told European Union leaders, "This might be the last time you see me alive," two sources briefed on the call told me. While his country is under siege by Vladimir Putin's Russia, Ukraine's president was recently photographed in military uniform. While it's still unknown what role Zelensky has played among the Ukrainian military, the president has stated that he's doing everything he can to support the people of his nation and he has no plan to leave Kiev. Here all will have the president warned his country military today, February 25th, accusing other international powers of failing to respond sufficiently to Russia's invasion. Zelensky urged European citizens to protest and demand more aggressive action from their government. He also compared Russia's incursion to the Second World War. The United Kingdom, the United States, and the European Union have imposed penalty against Vladimir Putin's Russia for its incursion into Ukrainian sovereign territory. But many said the sanctions which target banks, airlines, and even private citizens are insufficient. According to the report, Zelensky said that the invasion of Russia into Ukraine was not just an invasion. It is the beginning of the war against Europe, against the unity of Europe, against basic human rights in Europe, against all rules of coexistence on the continent, against the fact that European states refuse to divide borders by force. Zelensky cut diplomatic ties with Moscow and declared martial law yesterday, February 24th, as Vladimir Putin declared a Russian military operation in Ukraine. This is not good. For those who are always screaming, you treat you in the language you understand. War is nobody's mate. War is nobody's mate too. For those who are always, before you know it, they'll come out, whether you like it, this one will happen. Look, at the end of the day, you cannot stand it. You don't even want to imagine, sincerely. You don't want to close your eye and visualize what the citizens or residents that are in Ukraine are facing. Their hearts are in their mouth. As we're talking to you, many have died. Many are still, That is how bad it is. You don't know where it will drop. You don't know where it will happen. You don't know what will happen the next second. And sincerely, it's not a good place to be. You are not hearing any news of hope. You're not hearing even what the Russians are very brutal now. We know them. We know them. Even their history. No. These people, no. Sincerely, this is what happens when a tyrant is given power. This is what happens. How can you have an issue with someone or with a group of people? Then, for reasons best known to you, you start waging a war on the whole country. Like, I'm still finding it very difficult to believe. What happened to settle your issues amicably? That's why I said this particular one he's doing. He's being childish. Children, they do things without thinking of the consequences of their actions. They put their hand over a fire without thinking of the consequence of an action as a child. You don't know the consequences. But this one, I won't say is even a child. At one point, you now know that, if I put my hand here, it will hurt me or it will burn me. And I still don't get it. Why the Russian president will be this hard-hearted. Sincerely. This is not like... My heart goes out to people because People are living there because, and especially for students, Ukraine is known for one place where African students goes there to study. So people trapped there, majority of them, sincerely, are students. Though I'm not saying we don't have people who live there. There are people who live there. There are people who have resided, who have turned that place into a country of residence. This is, and I'm not saying, oh, the whites who are also there, they should deserve it. Nobody deserves it. War is nobody's mate. It is nobody's mate. The thing is, he's saying, for now, you are going to see what I will do to you. But the consequence of his action, his name will forever be in history. I don't think anyone will want to even forget that these people did this. And it is not a good thing. Yes, in the eyes of the world, he's powerful. He's flaunting anything. The only thing playing in his head is how powerful he is, how he should teach these people a lesson without thinking of their consequences. No matter your grievances, as two adults, you claim you're the president of a nation. Is this the kind of example you're setting for your citizens when somebody offends you from another national? All you do is start waging war against the country, or you start beating up the person, or you start arresting the person or harassing the person and his family members. That is what he's showing. What example is it giving his citizens as a Russian president? That means Russians to go all over the world and they should start causing trouble. Then when they cause trouble, or when something happens to them without even thinking, they just dive into action and, action that have very grave consequences. To me, it is uncalled for. Our mouths are not just only used to eat. Our mouths are not only used to talk. Our mouths are made to dialogue and made to negotiate. The Russian president could have said, oh, this thing, no. I don't know why people will be putting their ego first. Sincerely, this thing is not be your proxy. This thing is not Russian government proxy. The man sitting down there now assume that because he's in charge of this, now wow, this one, no yamleno, I don't even know how to say it. This is a soft reminder for those who are in Nigeria here, who are quick to say the war, please. Why is nobody's mate? The consequences or the devastation that follows after the war is even worse. People are going to die. Things are not going to be revived. That is, you will be wishing if your life that you are dead when the war is over. That is how bad it is. The consequences now start coming out, and you don't want to think about it if you are not in it. And I'm hearing recently that our president is like putting him out. Come after no see you. Somebody should tell him, whoever has his number should send this. Nobody should put that. Hey, nobody should go and be putting him out, yo. Even US and UK, they are following this thing they are treading with caution. Everyone should tread with caution. But sincerely, the Russian president got it wrong. He got this one wrong. He should call for dialogue. People he is hurting are not. He doesn't even know these people. On this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the day.